trace. I just need my space, dinner just for one T-bone a steak. I've been out too much. Back from out of town, I blowed it down with 2 cups. I ain't never front on who I am, they just respect me as such. See me face to face, I bet they know that we us. I told you some secrets, but somehow they got around. Stab me in my back, I pick my face up off the ground. Got you being louder, still I never made a sound. I just try to worry about myself, can't help the crowd. Fuck it, if I see you, man, we might just shoot it. Yeah, I've been overworking, I'm just showing proving. Yeah, I don't want no smoke, but man, you know I do it. Yeah, been a couple years since I've been close to losing. Yeah, you never get it twice when you start picking choosing. Yeah, I'm deep in my thoughts, if I can't talk, I bring the writer in. Sometimes I can't get it out, I have to go to sheets to pen. Everything don't move, I gotta get it up and try again. Man, just bring my lighter, let's get higher then. Roll another leaf, let's get higher then. Put your money on me, let's get higher then. Gotta let your mind free, let's get higher then. Gotta hit it before I leave, let's get higher then. Flicking up, they clicking up. Gotta show your stripes before you come or you can't sit with us. We just might be cool, but deep inside I know I'll never trust. SB the game, we hold it down, but they won't let us up. We never bluff, ain't not a touch. What they offer ain't enough. Yeah, you might be on them plans, but to them hoes I never cuff. I just like to switch the vibe, I slow it down and speed it up. Only like her when she high, when she come down, she mean as fuck. I'm on the road again. I'ma do whatever for my dog, I can't say no to friends. Trying not to write about my life, but I can't hold it in. Every line I mean, you know the rules, I'm never gon' pretend. I get on my knees and say a prayer right before I sin. Once you cross the line, it's never gonna end. Like T cooking wavy, let the corners bend. Say you'll double back, we're never gonna spin. Say you from a set we knew you never been. I'm deep in my thoughts, if I can't talk, I bring the writer in. Sometimes I can't get it out, I have to go to sheets to pen. Everything don't move, I gotta get it up and try again. Man, just bring my lighter, let's get higher then. Roll another leaf, let's get higher then. Put your money on me, let's get higher then. Gotta let your mind free, let's get higher then. Gotta hit it before I leave, let's get higher then. On me, let's get higher then.
Yo, what's up, and welcome back to another episode of the Creators Trap Podcast. We in VA this week, and we got a special guest. And if you rocking with that opening song, I think you're gonna like this guest. We got Mel in the building. What's up, bro?
Yeah. What's up, man? Thanks for having me on the show, man. It's a pleasure to be here.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming
Shout
through.
out my man Jawan for setting this up, man.
Yes, sir. Shout out
This
Jay.
could be a nice epic vibe. You know how we go do.
Yeah, he over there behind the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, so before we get into it, let's give a shout out to our sponsor. So the sponsor for this episode is Bread Clothing. Bread Clothing is an apparel brand that gives you the confidence to be who you are and who you're created to be. Bread, which stands for Born Ready, Established Different, is not just a statement, it's a lifestyle. Made with high quality material and iconic designs, Bread Clothing encourages you to remember to be yourself because you were born to be. You're established different because you can conquer any obstacle no matter what's in front of you. So you can get them a follow on Instagram and Facebook at Bread Clothing and the website at www.breadclothing.com. And Bread Clothing is the presenting sponsor for this episode of the Creators Trap Podcast. What's up, man?
What's up, man? You got sponsors and shit.
Yeah, there we go. Got to
Big
do it
bag,
big. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got Birkin bag.
There we go. Got a tote bag. Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming through, man.
Man, thank you for having me.
My
bro.
first
Thanks
time
for
meeting you.
coming to
Yeah.
the city and shit, you know?
Yeah, we in the. I asked him about this before we started. I said, "Is it okay if I say the 757?"
Yeah. We ain't the DMV for sure.
There we go. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. So, rock with your music. Been doing music for a minute.
I started doing music in 2010, like seriously, like trying to get in there to start doing it. At first, started making beats, but I really don't got the patience for it, to be honest, like to learn it and stuff like that. So, I just started rapping, and I just caught it like a niche to it. Well, I just started liking it a lot. You know, it was always a passion of mine. I was always into music growing up, like since I can remember. Just buying CDs, like everything.
Okay.
So I've always been into it, but like. Starting myself and like trying to get my ideas out probably like around 2010, 18, 19.
So around that time, that's when you like officially.
Yeah, I officially started like pen and pads and
I got you.
Looking for beats to rap on and stuff like that, getting instrumentals and stuff to rap on. But yeah.
Okay, so like when you first think about, I know you said you got into it when you were younger. So what was that one thing when you were younger that really like got you into music? What would you say that was?
Man, I just love like
for me, I'm the only child, so like I don't have like brothers and sisters to talk to. So like
Yeah,
that's
same
like
way,
that's
same way.
yeah. So like that's like an outlet for me to like express myself and express what I'm going through, what's going on in my mind. And still to this day, like I really don't talk to people about a lot of things, but like in the music, I put a lot of my personal things in there.
Yeah.
And that's what really drew me to the music was just being unfiltered, being able to say what I can say, being able to express myself how I want to express myself. Like that's what really drew it to me. I can tell you a record that made me like, like I gotta do music was Nas Rewind on Stillmatic album.
Yeah.
2001 where he rapped the whole record backwards. Like that, shit was so amazing to me at being 10 years old. Like to hear somebody rap that shit backwards, like that was like the most amazing thing to me, and like that kind of drew me to like the music pretty much. Like that's like cultivating me. Yeah,
so like I know I talked about this a lot on other episodes. Like as far as with the side of stuff that I do, like photography and stuff.
Yeah.
I never imagined when I was younger that I want to be a photographer. That never crossed my mind.
Right, because it sounds so far fetched.
Yeah.
When you say it. Yeah.
And then like when you finally get into it, it's just like something that just happened.
Yeah.
So did you always imagine that when you were younger, like music is something I want to do?
Nah, I wanted to play sports, but like I'm small as fuck. I'm still small as fuck. So yeah, like, but the music was just a way, like, I'm not the coolest guy in school. I'm not the corniest guy in school. So it was just a way for me to express myself, man. Like, and to be vulnerable, to share things that I wouldn't share with someone talking to them.
Yeah.
That was like, it's like a way to me express myself. So like when I do sit down and I rap, or when I do sit down and I make these records, it's always coming from a personal place. It's always an experience that I experienced, or it's always an experience that he might have went through, or you might have went through, my man's might have went through, that I know personally firsthand. So it's always about that.
So it's kind of like a way to, like, I guess, express yourself.
Express it. It's like therapy. Like, I still go to therapy to this day, but like this is like another form where I can just be, just.
Yeah, and speaking on mental health, that's an important part. So that's like one of the things you get to like calm you.
It calms me. Yeah. I like the creative process part, like thinking of what to say. Like I like that aspect. I like getting a moment. Like I might not write nothing, or I might not do no music for fucking 4 months straight.
Yeah.
But I might catch a something. We might do 4 that week. You know what I'm saying? It all depends, and I like living in the moment. I like feeling things. Like if I'm hurt, I want to feel that I'm hurt. If I'm happy, I want to feel that I'm happy. Like, I like to express everything I'm going through. So like that's what I try to put in the music. That's what grabs me to music. Like,
yeah, and I think that that makes it more relatable and more enjoyable when it's something that you can put your heart into. That's something
yeah, for sure. Like,
so I know you said you started in 2010. So when you either before that time or during that time, at what point was it that you said to yourself, like, this is something that I need to take serious? Was it like a moment, or just as it
was a
going?
moment where I used to be in this group called URL, and we did like 2 back-to-back shows at Northern. And like after that last performance, everybody was like, "Yeah, we're crazy on it." And from that moment, it was just like, I got to do this. Like I got to get that feeling again.
So it was like that light bulb moment, like
like it's like, all right, you got something. We can still do it. Whether it's here or bigger. It's my passion. It's something that I like doing. Something that I enjoy doing. So that was that moment that I was like, man, I got to keep doing it. Yeah. And ever since then, I always had the drive for it. I always enjoyed it since then.
So let's talk about. I asked you about it earlier, so let's talk about your first project. What was your first, very first?
My first official project was Geneva. I had 2 before that, but I only say Geneva is official because it was all original production and all original everything on it. So Geneva was just me expressing this pretty much 2-week span of like Christmas break of a bunch of wild shit that happened in the hood, and I think that put me like, all right, damn, he can really rap. Like, it was story plotted. I had skits in it. I don't know if you guys heard it. I had skits in it. It was just like a moment where, like, I felt like everybody was watching, like, oh, damn, this shit dope. Like, I would go to the club. It'd be in a club playing. Like, that's when I knew, like, oh, shit. Like,
so it was this. Like one thing to, like, I guess like when you with your homeboys, like, okay,
Yeah,
this is
and
dope.
and
Then other
then
people start.
yeah, and it's dope with other people start, and then being from here, like even though my stories are from my neighborhood, we all go through the same shit
Yeah,
in every
same.
neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So me telling these stories, you probably relate to it
Mm-hmm.
in Carolina, you relate to it in Norfolk, you relate to it in DC. So that was like probably like my standout, like that got me. All right, I'm
Okay.
here. All right, let's start
Let me
working
do
from
this.
this progress. We go do this.
Yeah. So thinking back to that first project, and then thinking back to the latest one you just released.
Mhm.
When was it last?
It was
Or early?
September, maybe. Yeah, September
So
2021.
talk a little bit about the growth that you see in yourself between that first one and then this latest one that you
Man,
dropped.
that first one, like we was just like coming to my house, like I'm writing as the beat playing.
Yeah.
Like back then I was like pen and pad, notepad. I'm gonna write this on this beat.
Mhm.
This what I'm gonna write on this song. This how the hook gonna lay. It was real formatted. It was
Yeah.
real like structured how I'm gonna do it. Now when and it was like thriving off memories. I wasn't really talking about personal things back then. It was pretty much like memory things. But
Mhm.
now like I record off moment. I probably don't write a lot. I probably do like voice memo. I probably hum some things. Like I've sent him things like I'll hum a verse,
Mhm.
just hums. Like you just hear the rhythm in it. Then I'll go back when we get to the studio, we'll
Just
put the
put it
words in there and then we'll build it off that. We just try to build it in the moment. But it's more personal now. It's more like meaningful. Like I'm talking about a specific person.
Mhm.
I'm talking about a specific situation in music now. So I think it's just grown and I'm being more vulnerable and open to how I feel about certain things in the music. And versus back then, I'm rapping about old stuff. I'm rapping about this and that. So yeah, I think that's the big difference. And just probably creating, I think I create a lot better now.
Wow.
And more efficiently anyway. I say that.
Would you say that that's an important part, at least in the music part, where people that are making music is to, try to add yourself into the music?
I think trying to add yourself, and it takes a while. Like I don't think in 2014 I knew my voice. I think I was just rapping. I didn't know my voice yet. And now I know my voice, so I know what to do here. I know what to do where. I know how I want this to sound. I know when I do this hook, I want my tone to be low here, and I want my tone to be high here.
Yeah.
Like I know what my vocal range is. But back then I'm just rapping to rap, But
So
now
it's more like
it's more strategic. Yeah, it's
details
more
and stuff.
intricate details. I can hear a fucking snare off. Like I can hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like just different things that you learn along the way. So
now, would you say all that came over time as you just kept being in the studio and stuff, or would you say it's something that you have to like learn about?
I think it's both, like being in the studio and learning on the go. Like if you're in there watching your engineer mix, hopefully y'all got a good engineer and get y'all a good engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Bless, my engineer.
Shout out to him.
You know what I mean? But yeah, make sure you get a good engineer and you can hear him fine tuning. You can hear him when something's not right, but that just comes with time too.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to listen to stuff with fresh ears. Like even if I'm in the studio, we did a song and that shit fire today.
Yeah.
Now if I wake up tomorrow with fresh ears, like
something different.
Yeah, like it might be that shit's garbage. What the fuck is y'all who's in there doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, it be those days, it be those moments, but that all come with time. So like, and back then I might have recorded it and we still go put it out. Even the next day I hear it in this trash, like we still gonna put that shit out. But now I'm not putting that out.
Yeah,
like,
I need to go back and tweak something.
It's more of a conscious decision of like trying to get better, trying to keep the quality up, trying to keep everything consistent with your brand that you're trying to build.
Yeah,
I just think that's.
So talking about that process part, what would you say right now? What would be your favorite part of the music making process? Would it be like finding the beats, getting the lyrics done, or just like mastering everything? What would be your favorite part?
All right, with the beats, I'm picky as fuck.
Yeah,
like we could sit in here and go through 100 beats, and I might not pick nothing. Like if it don't catch me within the first 10 seconds, we're going to the next song. So I don't really like picking beats, but as far as the writing and process is cool. My favorite part is actually getting in the studio and recording it because I can finally get to hear how it sounds instead of me going over it in my head 100 times. We can get in there, we can see how it sounds. Because in my mind, I sound a certain way, but when I put it on record, it shit might not sound nothing like it how it sounds in my head. You know what I'm saying? So my favorite part is putting it on record, getting it mixed, and see if we can get my brain idea to come out on the music side. So that's probably like that. the best part for me.
Best part. Okay, so
Yeah.
right now, what would you say your top 3 songs are so far?
We're gonna go with Play Another.
Play Another classic.
I think that's my best record. We're gonna do Higher.
That's my joint. Classic.
We're gonna do Higher.
Put that up there.
And we're gonna do Out the Blue featuring
Out the
my
Blue.
man Keith Wavy.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Out the Blue is my record. Like, I love Out the Blue. I love Out the Blue.
So sticking on the creative process, let's kind of break those down. So with Play Another, describe that whole process of making that song.
Play Another. I heard the beat would Play Another. I said, yo, this shit is out of here. Before I even put a one bar up there, I said, yo, this shit is insane. Gone. When I heard the beat, the first time I heard the beat is the first time I got the hook. I wrote a hook when I heard the beat for the first time. Once I heard the Usher sample, I'm gonna do the same Usher sample. I'm gonna do the same fucking Usher sample and just flip it, like mellow it out. That's all it was. And the rest was just filling in the verse, which all I did was put like a melody on it, like a vocal. I remember doing this shit. I was staying in this apartment over there.
Oh, you was right next door then.
Yeah, I was right next door. And I heard the beat. I was like, oh fuck. I heard it on my balcony. I said, I gotta put some shit down in this. So I went to the bathroom, came back out. I had already had the hook in my head, put the hook in my voice memos. I'm like, man, went downstairs to the car, heard it for a minute. I got the first verse out in the car, came back upstairs, hit a blunt, second verse, took right out of it. It's like that one night. But I knew Play Another was like,
that's gonna be the one.
That was
Okay, so what about Higher? How was that process for that one?
Higher, I never knew Higher would be what it is. I never had Higher in no ranking at all.
You didn't think that was gonna be the one.
That's all engineer. I'm gonna get shout out to Bless on that one. That's all engineer. The rough record sounds nothing like the record y'all hear. It's a little different. And I remember Bless being in the studio like, man, let me try something with it. I remember saying, let me try something with it. And he was like, I'm gonna add some tune to it, and I'm gonna add like a telephone vocal in the back, real low.
Okay.
I was like, all right, yeah. Do what you do. But he did some shit. I went out, came back. Who you thinking about this? Shit fucking hard. That shit is hard. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, that shit's hard. And once I got it, played it in the car. He said, let me know how it sounded in the car. I'm like, man, this shit crazy. And this shit fire. But that's how that came. Like, I had no idea. Like, to be honest, the song that I thought on that album, that Happy Summer album, that would be the one was Vice. I always thought Vice would have been the one. But once we recorded everything, once we got everything laid down, once we got the track list together, that Higher record was like, I was like playing that shit over and over again. And I used to play it for I always play it for girls. Girls are like my taste testers, like without knowing. So like I might send it to like 2 girls, like this week.
Like that.
Yeah, like chopping. So they'll be like, man, I like that shit. I send it to another girl. What you think about it? So they was like, man, that shit is hard. Like, and once he put the telephone in the back, vocal low in the background, I was like, yo, that shit is
I got to listen to that.
Insane. It's back there. It's real low.
Okay.
It's real low, but I think all the ad libs in the hook have it. If I'm not mistaken. But I remember Bless doing that. Shout out to Bless for doing that.
Yeah, they're doing
because he that's the ear. Like I didn't hear that. I can't hear that. You know what I'm saying? I can't hear to put a fucking telephone vocal. I can't hear that. So that's why you need good engineers and shit, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I was just about to say. So you say, would you say that part is like critical for people coming up is to like be able to find an engineer that you trust?
Yeah, engineer that you trust and that know your sound, that know your voice, that's gonna get you right. That's like every engineer ain't gonna know your voice. Like he might be fire, like Bless might be fire for me, but he might can't mix your vocals like he makes my vocals. You know what I'm saying? But it's just all about searching and finding a guy that works for you. And once you find that guy, you just work with him till y'all perfect the sound that you want him to perfect. You know? I think that's the motto.
Now, have you been with him since the beginning? Or
nah, I ain't been with Bless since the beginning. The first album I worked with Bless was Happy Summer.
Okay, then you brought it back with Happy Summer too. Oh, did y'all do
from Happy Summer? From Happy Summer on, it's been all Bless.
Okay,
but before then, I was going to Bless's cousin Lowe's. Lowe's stopped doing music for a while, but Lowe's is like, man, I know I ain't got you I ain't in the studio no more. But my cousin, he fire, just like
Yeah.
me. So I'm like, all right, bet I'm gonna hit him.
Mhm.
So I hit Blessing. That's been my man since then.
Yeah, shout out to Bless.
Shout out to Bless, yo. That's been my man since then. He might be a little better than Lowe's
Uh-oh.
too, but
Yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing.
shout out to Bless, man. Bless my guy.
So the last one you said was out of
Out the blue.
Out the Blue.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
talk-
off the Peaches on the Beach.
Okay.
Collab album with me and Keith Wavy. We did.
Okay.
That was we
What
dropped that in October.
What the process like with that one?
Man, well, me and Wavy, we always do like records on each other album. Every time I have an album, every time you have an album,
Mhm.
we're gonna send each other something. And the Out the Blue was like, man, just us trying to always do something together but never having the time. Either he working on his album and I'm working on my album. But this was the time like we had like a gap, like a 2-week gap.
Mhm.
It was like, man, let's just do some shit. So I was like, bet. So I sent 2 records to him, which was Out the Blue. I sent him Just Because remix, and
Okay. Yeah.
I sent him one more that I sent him, I forget. But I sent him 2, he sent me 2, and we knocked it out.
Mhm.
And within 2 weeks, we knocked it. It was 2 weeks. I sent him mine, he sent me his, mixed it, and we sent it out. This was in all 2 weeks.
Man, that's a quick turn.
Quick turnaround. And shout out to his engineer Solo too.
Mhm.
Just being able to get the files and mix the files together like that quick for us, like that was dope for us. And it was just like a moment, like that was like a rare moment. Like I don't know if we're gonna do that again, but that was like a rare moment that
Like
we,
once in a lifetime. type
yeah,
thing.
we caught a vibe,
Yeah.
and it just went from there. And it's like I think it's a classic. Like that shit is crazy. Like I think it's some bops up there,
Mhm.
especially Out the Blue. Like it's one of my favorites. But yeah, that was just like a big moment for me and him. Like we always wanted to do that. We didn't tell nobody we was doing it. I think maybe
Also,
he probably knew.
Mhm.
Shit, I think that's
when y'all
it.
dropped that, it just
Yeah.
shocked everybody.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was like, yo, it should drop Friday. Yeah.
So keeping on that, what you talking about just now, at least for talking for people that are like coming up in music, what's the process like working with somebody else? 'Cause I think that might can get overlooked sometimes.
It's different working with different people. Like I've worked with like Wavy, me and him work. That's easy. It's just I'm gonna send you to you, send it right back. And he gonna send it back
Yeah.
quick. You got some people that send you beats and want you to get on something, but there's no verse up there. So like working with people is different. I think it's all about the chemistry. I don't like to get on somebody's record that I don't know
Mhm.
outside of the record. You know,
Yeah.
like if I don't know you outside of the music, I'm probably not going to do the record. And it's all about building the relationship. I'm all about the relationship. Like I'm not going to stand on something that I don't do myself.
Mhm.
I'm not going to sell you something that I don't do myself. I'm not going to be cool with you
Yeah.
on the music side if I'm not cool with you in real life myself. And that's just how I do things. But the people that I do work with, it's always fun. It's always cool. We chop it up. I do got a big issue when I do features. Like,
Mhm.
I don't like when people sit on my records when I do features. Like,
Okay.
if I send you a feature,
Yeah.
like you gotta come out in at least next 2 months.
Oh, it's been longer than that.
Yeah, don't sit on my shit for like 6 months. Like, and then you
That's
put
a
my
long
verse
time.
out. Yeah, I might. In my sound, I might want to change the sound on it
Yeah.
now. Like that's a big gap in music. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I don't like that. But
Yeah.
other than that, man, like I like working with people. I like working with R&B artists too. I like that. I like writing for people too. Like we do a little of that.
What's
too.
that process like with writing?
I love writing for other
Do you have to
people.
like I guess know the type of person they are too?
Yeah, like
To see what
yeah.
they would say and stuff.
Yeah, you definitely gotta know the type of, but again, that's why I only do music with people that I know, like on a personal level. Anyway, I try to, because it's easier to work with. It's rarely any ego when I do know you that way,
Mhm.
and I'm not gonna say I don't always come off the best way, like the easiest way. Sometimes I come off as an asshole, but I'm not trying to be an asshole. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to. I want certain things a certain way. I want it to sound how I want it to sound. So.
Yeah,
I
and I
know-
think that's just passion.
Yeah,
People-
and I
people
know
really
the
enjoy it,
people
yeah.
that I know, they're not gonna look at it like I'm being an asshole. So
Yeah.
I just try to stay within my realm of people that I work with. But a lot of people I work with, T Cook,
Yeah, shout out to him.
shout out to T Cook, shout out to Keith Wavy, Sir Dolo, shout out to the gang, SB,
Mhm.
shout out my guy Shoot Love I work with, Corey Nicole, Drea, a lot of people I work with that I really fuck with. But I'm gonna just shout out the game for right
Yeah. So far,
Yeah.
I know you're still going. What would you say your most proudest moment is so far in being in
music?
Yeah. Whether it's like you met somebody or like a show or something.
Happy Summer at 60,000 streams.
Yes, sir. Shout out to that. That's not easy. I know it's not, but yeah.
Happy Summer at 60,000 streams. That was like, cause I remember putting my shit on fucking SoundCloud, getting 400 streams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And not getting no money. Yeah, I get 60,000. It ain't a lot of money, but fuck, I get a check. You know what I mean? Get to pay a light bill.
Exactly.
I can pay a light bill every quarter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
so that was like a moment that just took you back when that happened. Did you kind of see it coming? Or
nah, hell no, hell no, hell no. Especially not with Happy Summer. Like, I never knew nothing with Happy Summer. I was just working on it in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It just came out to be what it was. I think that's like a classic album. Like,
oh yeah,
a solidified classic album. But just your ass. So.
Hey, he talking to Juwan. He in the background.
But nah, I think that was like a classic for me, man. Like, that was like a moment. That's the first one I worked on with Juwan.
Mm-hmm.
The Happy Summer album. That was just like a moment in time, you know.
Yeah. So we talked about that. So what would you say the process? I don't know if a lot of people think about this part, but the process of when you have your record and all the album done, finding like a name, and then you got to find the album art to go along with that, or figure out how you want it to look. What's that process like?
To be honest, artwork, I'll let Juwan come up with the ideas for my artwork. And I got a guy in Italy named Vincent that pretty much like, I get the ideas, I give him the ideas, and he worked from the ideas. He'll send us, you know, certain like pre-sketches before he done to see if we like it, you know. But shout out to Vincent, he always did my artwork since Happy Summer. I think artwork is very important for the album, but that's definitely a process to the artwork. Like, sometimes you'll click on the album just because you like the artwork, you know what I'm saying? So, and shout out to T Cook for putting me on to that. He used to always, man, you gotta get your artwork right, man. You gotta get the artwork right. I'm like, man, fuck that artwork. You like, but nah, like that. The artwork is important. That's important. And when the album done, as far as like sequencing the album, like.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that part. Like how
far
you
as like sequencing. Like with me, the album title, I pretty much got that halfway through the album, pretty much. But the sequencing is like a real process, like where we're gonna play these records. By the time y'all hear the album, I've heard this shit a million times. Yeah. Like, I'm probably tired of this album by the time y'all hear it. But like, I'm going through. I'm probably gonna play each song back to back with something different to see which flows better. So we'll do that. We'll see what flow. We'll put here. You know, I remember Higher was high as fuck on the album at first. Like, was like track like 3 at first, but we brought that back down. Put it at the end because like I wanted Higher to be at the end because like I had a lot of features at the beginning that I wanted to grasp.
Yeah.
In the beginning, but I knew that Higher record would give me some momentum at the end of the album. So that's why we put that next to the last record. But that's definitely a process, man. As far as like sequencing the album, what's gonna go after what?
Yeah, because that flow part,
that flow is important. You know what I'm saying? You can fuck a whole album about the sequence, but yeah, that's like the hard part of the album process that people probably don't even think about.
So, as we start to wrap it up, so I always think that, you know, anything we do, whether it's little or small, it's like some life lessons that you can get from it. So what would you say, like, you know, being in this music, you know, for the last few years?
Don't trust no fucking body.
Exactly.
Yeah. Don't trust nobody, and ain't shit free.
Exactly.
It ain't shit free, yo. And being an artist, I tell a lot of artists this. Like, I ain't no big artist in the end, but I've been in the game out here a long time in the city. And I'll tell you this: everything that you're gonna do is gonna come out your pocket. Ain't nothing It gonna be free. You always gonna have to pay somebody, and everybody gonna make money off you. You know, similar to the podcast game. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you have things where like you paying for fucking everything. You know what I mean? And you ain't getting nothing on the back end. You know what I mean? You ain't getting nothing on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
So just like with an artist, I go to the studio. I have to pay for the studio time. We want production. You want to get production? We have to pay production. Yeah. We gotta. You want visuals? Visuals cost. Like get visuals cost. You gotta pay this engineer to make sure shit. You gotta pay your artwork guy. You know what I mean? You gotta pay. You want DistroKid to distribute your shit? You gotta pay DistroKid. Like it's just a lot of shit that come with it, man. That people don't see. And just imagine you spending $1,500 to do this album. Mm-hmm. How long you go take you to make that $1,500 back? Just off of the music. I'm not saying you can't do nothing on the side, but just off of the music. Shit gonna take you forever, especially if you like a local artist, you're trying to come up. That shit just gonna take you forever. Mm-hmm. And I think that's like a big life lesson is like try to keep relationships, don't burn your bridges. Yeah. And just try to stay in contact, man, with people that you know have value, you know. And like just try to work a different angle than everybody else working. Mm-hmm. I think that's a big deal that we should try to do. But just if you're an artist out here, like always try to be self-sufficient. Always try to learn how to do other things and not be relying on everything, because it's always gonna cost you to come out of pocket for the quality, you know. And just like I say with the podcast, like you gotta buy computers, you gotta buy inboxes, audios, you gotta buy cameras. There's 3 cameras right here. That's probably like fucking $4,000 sitting up here. It's probably like $4,000 right here. You got these cameras right here. It's probably like another 200. You got these mics. I'm counting this nigga pockets right now. Hey. But I'm just saying how much money he kicking out, and then he go pull up on you to do this interview for free, and then he go put it out, and then he got to build revenue to get the money back. Kind of shit is that? Yeah. When y'all eating, you know, you motherfuckers charging niggas $30 a beat, and you selling the same beat. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But it's just how the game goes, and you work through the game, until you get through it. But
I think an important part, I think what you're saying is that and all that is that at the end of the day, if you want to do something and you believe in yourself,
you're gonna do it.
You're gonna do it, and you got to figure out a way to do it.
Figure out a way to do that shit. You know what I mean? You got $100 in your pocket, you gonna figure out a way to get that studio time. Like
exactly.
You gonna figure out a way to get that shit if you really want to do that shit. So
yeah, if anybody gonna bet on yourself, it's gonna be
you. You gotta bet on yourself, man. Like, you know what I mean? You'll get it back eventually, but in the moment, it just feel like
gotta do it,
yeah, you know. So that's one thing I learned. Like, it's just a life lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would be some advice you would give to either people that's like new to the rap or music industry or trying to get into? What would be like some advice you would give?
Do what you want to do. Make the sound you want to make the music you want to make. Talk about what you want to talk about. Do what you want to do, period. You know what I'm saying? If you fail, you fail. Fuck it, you fail doing some shit you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Get back and do it again.
Yeah, get back up, do that shit again. Like, I just think, just keep going. Make the music you want to make, yo. Don't never let the sound out here dictate the music you want to make. You know what I'm saying? Because a motherfucker right now, motherfucker rapping about drill and shit. Don't mean you gotta rap about drill and shit.
Exactly.
Just always stick to your sound, stick to you, stick to your personality, stick to who you are, and all that shit will work out itself.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, so we're pretty much at the end. I appreciate you.
Man, thank you
for coming on the episode.
This is a good one right here.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You know, you can shout out. Got anything coming up you want to let them know about?
Man, we got this. We got the album Bloom dropping this summer. We're in the process of working on that right now. We got a couple records done. We actually shooting a video with Shells in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, shout out to Shells.
June 2nd. We're shooting this video with Shells June 2nd. Shout out to Shells. Yeah, shout out my video got Shells. I ain't even shot Shells.
Fire.
Damn, shout out to Shells, man. That's my guy right there. Like, that's my guy right there. I can't say a lot, but that's my guy right there. Like, he always gonna look out for me.
Yeah.
Always gonna look out for me. He gonna make sure the video what I want it to be. Because a lot of niggas gonna make sure the video is what I want it to be. So, Shell's gonna do that. You know.
Yeah, so let them know where they can find you and everything and all that.
Man, all of my handles is at Making of Mail. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook is for the fam.
There you
go. But yeah, everything Making of Mail, man. Come holler at me. Fuck with me. Thank you for coming to the city to fuck with me.
I appreciate you.
Man.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to the guys, man. Shout out to SB. Shout out to my right hand guy. Shout out to Scare. Shout out to the team. We working. We got something coming for the summer though, for sure. We ain't gonna let the summer go by.
Yes, sir. So appreciate you guys for tuning in to this episode. So make sure you stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram at Creators Trap Pod and on YouTube at Creators Trap. And make sure you stay tuned for the episode next week. Appreciate it.
Yeah.